sky blue days. These are sky blue days. The CBS and the SBA will fight to the end and lead the way. Yeah. Sing out together. These are sky blue days. These are sky blue days. The CBS and the SBA will fight to the end and lead the way. Yeah. Sing out together. Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.
Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Sky Blue Fans TV on this Sunday night before Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone. What a Halloween saga we've got going on. If you are watching tonight, please like and subscribe and send us a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, you can add a comment in there. If you're watching on Facebook, head over to the YouTube channel. And also, if you're watching on Twitter, please head over to the YouTube and send us a comment. We're going to lots to pack in over the next 60 minutes. We've got a Blackburn fan coming on around about 8 o'clock. And then before that, we're going to talk about yesterday's horror show. Well, I don't know if it was a horror show, really. I was quite pleased with the performance, but a lot of people weren't. And then the horror show that's going on around the ground situation, where we're going to be playing. We're going to put the world to rights, basically. I'm surprised. I'm happy. I'm surprised. I'm smiling. But I'm not underneath. Trust me. It's just for the camera tonight. I'm smiling. So anyway, let's crack on with the evening. First of all, we've got regular Ken Stewart. Good evening, Ken.
Good evening, Miles. How are we?
Oh, mate, smiling on the outside, mate, but that's only for the camera, kiddo. Trust me, I've been sulking all day, to be honest with you. Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. I mean, they were disappointing yesterday, but I think there was a few factors that went along with it, weren't there? There was a big illness in the camp, which didn't help matters. So we'll discuss that. And I think Blackpool deserved a victory in the end. I think at the end of the day, they did. On the day, they were the better team, and simple as that.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that in a minute. And we've got another regular, and he's got his camera on tonight. Can't believe it. Good evening, Glenn. How are you?
Right.
Hey,
I'm
look
all
at
right.
that. Hey, in his swanky
Brandon,
house
Brandon.
in where is it? Florida, isn't it?
Florida, yeah. I wish.
Oh, it's in his luxury
Florida
apartment.
Yeah, it's
Florida
luxury apartment. Mr. McAvoy.
I've seen that
McAvoy place.
I've seen that piano somewhere before.
Probably be
I've
playing
seen that piano somewhere before.
Yeah.
The fat lady will be singing, but on it soon, won't she? Probably.
Tomorrow.
Where things are going, yeah.
Right, and then also we've got a special guest tonight. I don't know if you listen to internet radio on Facebook and everything. We've got he's decided to come on. He talks to me all the time down at Dillon's before every game. Please give a nice welcome to Nation Radio Coventry. Hey, Tony, how are you?
Tony, how are we?
Good evening, Ken. Good evening, Miles. Good evening. What was it?
Glenn.
Glenn.
And Ken.
How are we?
Glenn and Ken.
Well, at least we're smiling.
At least we're smiling. Before we start, we've got a comment here. So we'll crack on with this one straight away. Trick or treat, boys. Ken, trick or treat tomorrow. Trick or treat.
I think a trick. I think there's a lot of tricks up people's sleeves at the moment.
Glenn,
I'm hoping it's a Sisu master trick that's just like gonna wow us like something from David Blaine or something like that. It's just, but yeah, I've just got a real bad feeling about it, and yeah, as you guys said, it's just I've been in a pissed off mood all day, to be honest. And to be honest, it isn't about the game. I actually really enjoyed the game yesterday. I thought it was a good game of football, and actually it wasn't overly spoilt by the ref for once. It was a good game of football, and you couldn't knock them. But yeah, it's just I will cover it a bit later. But yeah, today's just been an absolute kicking the teeth after kicking the teeth after kicking the teeth with everything that's come out really.
I've got two falling out, I tell you. And Tony, is it a trick or a treat? Come on.
I've got a funny feeling, that we're actually going to stay at the CBS.
Yeah.
I think some will be pulled out tomorrow, but if they do have to go, I think you're talking one game because we've got Watford away Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I think it'll be sorted. I just feel sorry for season ticket holders. It's a situation that's been going on far too long, and it just needs sorting. Because it must be affecting the team. It must be.
Yeah. I think it is. I mean, when we've interviewed players, when it was all going on about the pitch not being playable, and 1 minute the game's on, the next minute the game's off, and they're preparing for that game, and then all of a sudden we ain't playing, and then a week later we're playing away. I think it is going to affect them. So, yeah, it's just one of those, isn't it? But listen, right, we're going to get on to yesterday's game. Now, personally, I'm a bit like Glenn here. I thought it was a pretty good game. I thought it was end-to-end. I thought the game could have gone either way. Both teams made mistakes in passing, things like that. Both teams made defensive errors. We definitely did for their first goal. And then allowing them to get crosses in from left, right and centre. We'll go to you first, Ken. You were up in the box yesterday for your birthday, weren't you?
Yeah,
how was that?
It was good, actually. Yeah, it's good, really good. Yeah, it was. We had a good day apart from the result. But yeah, I mean, I thought starting from the team selection, I think we were all shocked, weren't we, when we didn't have a striker named? That shocked a few people. We thought, well, how's he going to play this? But yeah, I mean, we did all right to take the lead, didn't we? With Palmer's goal, it was good, but it was obviously we didn't know till after the match. I didn't realise how bad it was regarding the illnesses and stuff that went through the team and the squad. So I suppose under the circumstances, we can understand. But the first half to start with, I think it could have got. There's goals both ends. They scored, didn't they? Got disallowed for offside. We scored a great goal with Palmer, and then it said it was a good game. It was end-to-end, to be honest, but I didn't expect it to be like that. The way the team was announced, I thought it would be very tight and we'd be playing it a bit cagey because we didn't have a striker. But to be honest, there was quite a few chances in the game, weren't there? Unfortunately, we didn't have the better of them. Blackpool had a good few chances, and we sort of rode our luck a little bit, didn't we? With a few of the chances they had, but we were still in the game. We were still in the game. It could have. You're right. It could have gone either way.
I mean, in the first half, before Palmer scored, we found a way to cut them open, which was just passing the ball like we do. And when we pass the ball and it's crisp, we found a way through. O'Hare crossed the ball low across the box. Palmer has mishit it and he's hit it over the bar. That could have been 1-0. Then it could have been 2-0 the first half.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it could have swung either way. Glenn, your thoughts, mate? I know you're on the similar sort to me, really. You quite enjoyed the game. It was quite an enjoyable game, weren't it?
Yeah, they're coming out to go, and they play good football, and they've got some good players. They had a plan that worked quite well against us, and the front three ran our back three ragged. Medine was really good. I mean, and that's a worry. We always struggle against an old-fashioned striker. Tom Eaves has caused us no end of trouble, and he's not brilliant. McBurney causes hassle. You just look at it. I don't know why we struggle against that sort of striker. But yeah, Yates was really good. I think he set up the chance where Medine's fired it wide, and I don't know how he did because I swore it was going in. The other lad, Hamilton, rings round Doyle all game. But then every time they attacked us, if we nicked the ball back, I felt we had a chance to score. But then you didn't want them attacking because when they were on the attack, they looked like they were going to score. So it was a weird game on it. But I think if we'd had Vic or even Walker or even Godden, I think it would have helped because we just would have had an out ball. And we especially second half, we turned the possession over too much. But it's frustrating because the move we put together for Palmer's goal, I think I counted it was like 26 touches again. brilliant football from where we were. Like we're down in the bottom corner, and we've got out, and it's lovely bit of football, and it's a cracking finish. He's like stuck it through his legs and sat the keeper down and scored. And then I think we had another good move where Alan should have scored. And then it's just frustrating. It's just the back three looked, which is weird because they played a lot. They looked like they hadn't played together. And the only difference was Todd Kane, really. And I don't think Todd Kane should have made that much of an impact. People have hammered him. I don't think he was that bad. I thought he was quite good going the other way. He got in, and they weren't. It was a strange game. I thought after 30 minutes we were on top for large periods, and then we give them a goal, and then I thought we were on top. I literally turned to my dad and said, "There's only one team going to win this." And you know what happened 2 minutes later? They fucking scored. The two goals that we haven't been giving away recently, balls in the box where their players got first contact, and we haven't been giving those goals away recently.
I mean, you're saying about possession-wise, I think it was something like 55% possession we had through the whole game. And we go on to you, Tony. I mean, you're in corporate as well, aren't you? So, I mean, what's the feeling? What's the feelings up there with on Saturday with the corporate lot? I mean, what was that like with the way the game was going at half time? Because obviously 1-0 up, we looked like we were going to win it. I mean, what was it like up in there, up in the old?
I'm not actually at the top. I'm in the Legends Lounge, which is next to the block, sort of down at the front on the third row up. So I am down. I do go up now and again if I subscribe to the meal. So I've got some lads that were sitting in block 20 with me last season. Right, so they just shout. They're very vocal, you know. Yeah, I mean everyone's singing the same hymn really from the club. They just want the team to do well and win matches, you know, and at least you know, fight for the shirt and that. I actually thought Todd Kane had a good game yesterday. He got forward. It was him that fired that shot into the stanchion. And he gets forward, and to me, he's done more than Dabo has in the last few games. He's come forward and he's had a goal. I mean, can't remember when Dabo last had a shot at goal, but there you go. You know, I thought Todd Kane had a good game, but I thought defensively we were a bit inept yesterday. But when you think people were basically slagging Jake Bidwell off, you had Mark Robbins after. He was actually sick on the day. Yeah, from this bug, and they took him off. So you don't know realistically how many other players that had affected. I mean, Vic didn't come on till second half, but you can see the link-up play once Callum was back. He was the one that flicked for Palmer, the little deft flick for Palmer to get in. He made a chance for himself in the second half, which he was unlucky with. He also laid on Palmer for that shot that he missed. So, yeah, he's the missing link. I just think we need to be more clinical. But I heard Blackpool. I went on Lee's channel this morning and watched that, and they were saying the same. They were saying the same. We don't take our chances. So everyone don't take their chances.
They took them yesterday.
They did, but they also missed a few. So they put one more away than we did. But I can't know how good a result was, a fair result. But whatever reasons, whether it's to do with the off-field antics, whether it's to do with the Borg, team selection, I don't know. But Mark Robbins has got his hand tied, really. You know, he can only go with what he's got. But I thought it was a really good, entertaining game of football. And it could have gone either way, but Blackpool sneaked it. Yeah.
I mean, for me, there was a real good player that really impressed me for Blackpool yesterday, and that was that Patino. I mean,
he got a song about him.
Oh man, didn't he look? He looked different gravy. He did. He absolutely looked different gravy. I mean, I don't think Ben Sheaf had his best game yesterday. I thought. Personally, myself, I thought that was probably his worst game of the season so far for Ben Sheaf. Gave the ball away a lot yesterday, unfortunately. But and I'm a massive Ben Sheaf fan. I think he's absolutely superb.
Wow,
and you know he's got class. I mean, Ken, what did you think to Blackpool? Go on.
Well, Blackpool played well, to be fair. But what I was going to say, on about other people that were involved, I've heard the following players were ill at some stage during the week: Panzo, Big Vic, Rose, Bidwell, McFadden, and Jamie Allen were all at some stage ill with this bug. All them.
Yeah.
Some of them recovered better than others. And then also Ben Chief apparently had a bit of a knock, and if they did have a full, he wouldn't have played if everybody was available. He had to play yesterday really because with a knock, so he was playing with a bit of a knock. Apparently, this according to Robbins, this is afterwards. So that's a big list. That's 7 players there that are not fully with it, if you like, or maybe not. You know, and Robin did say that. He noticed the legs had gone on a few of the players, but he had very little options to change it. Simply because, I mean, you can probably get away with 1 or 2 having an off game or illness, but when you've got 7 players on the list of at some stage you were ill during the week, you know, then you're going to struggle, aren't you? You're always going to struggle because we've got a small squad as it is, and then you got obviously Todd Kane and O'Hare only just coming back into the fold after being out for a long time. So and Walker. So you got the whole squad really involved there, somewhere along the line, haven't you? So under the circumstance, I suppose I suppose you've got to we didn't play well, but there is factors behind it, and I think if we didn't have this illness or this bug, I think we probably maybe could have got someone out of the game. But at the end of the day, Blackpool, taking us away from Blackpool, they deserved the win. At the end of the day, they played well, they created chances, and they were the better team on the day. But I just don't think we were probably caught with it due to them factors and the amount of players that were ill, which Robbins can't help. You can't help these things, can you? Nobody knows when people are going to be ill or get injured and stuff like that. So it was just one of them games. We just got to move on to the next game and put it behind us now, haven't we? Yeah,
I mean, but it's showing though that we've shot ourselves in the foot really by not signing anyone in the summer. I mean. 3 loan signings, one went back and then one permanent who's on a free. I mean, it's just, we've absolutely shot ourselves in the foot, haven't we, to be honest with you?
Well, that's what happens. And then obviously we sold Hyam as well. Hyam as well. That's gone, isn't he? Yeah. So that's another one. And there's just been no investment, has there? That's the problem.
Yeah. Glenn, you were going to say?
Because we only used 3 subs, didn't we? I would have gambled and thrown Howley and one of Rose or Reed on, purely just to get fresh legs and energy. I thought Burrows could put himself about. He's physical, and I could have seen that. And like I say, if Allen was struggling as he was and Panzo was, you could have quite easily made those changes. It just seems odd that he didn't use all the subs. And also, there's this big question mark over where was Tavares. I mean, I've seen videos of him before the game, and he looks fine. He was on the boys' YouTube video, and he looks totally fine on that. And if he was fit, why on earth was he not on the bench? That's just, I get not starting him. I totally can understand the logic of not starting him in that game, but to not have him on the bench is a bizarre decision to make in my book.
Yeah. And Tony, what did you make to Charlie Patino? I mean, for me, he was a standout player for Blackpool yesterday.
I mean, I didn't really take much notice when I'm up there watching who the players are until probably, obviously, I'll come back and then I'll watch it again on the EFL I follow. I'll watch it again. I've got a thing that records it, see. And then you can see he got a lot of the ball. He was their playmaker, wasn't he? He was setting stuff up for them. Just going back to what they're on about Fabio Tavares, do you think something's gone on between him and Mark Robbins? You just don't know, because I find it bizarre that we had no forwards and he didn't start the game. No strikers.
Yeah, we got a comment here from Keno Tomo. Lots giving Doyle a hard time. We have to remember he's 19, and what his learning experience will become out stronger every time. What do people expect from Malone, who's 19 years of age? I mean, what do you guys think? We'll start with you on this one, Tony. What do you reckon to Doyle yesterday?
I thought he was okay. They blamed him for the first goal, but yeah, like the lad said, he's a young lad.
Yeah.
He's going to make mistakes. Now the Sunderland fans last season, certainly when I went up there for the first game of the season, they were raving about him. They said he had an excellent first half of the season, but then after Christmas he started burning out. So that's when they used him on the substitutes bench. But they reckon he was excellent for Sunderland last season. They are in League One, but for the first, they reckon he was excellent for the first half of last season. So
yeah.
But like I said, he's going to take time. How many games? He hasn't played that many games for us. What are we? 10 games in for us, something like that. And he hasn't played in every game, so he's probably still learning his trade as well. It is what it is. We haven't got the money. We can't compete with the big clubs, and I think Mark Robbins has worked miracles in what he's had so far.
Yeah. Glenn, what do you think on that comment about Doyle?
I don't actually think he was the worst in the back three. I thought Panzo was pretty poor. I think Faz was very poor. And I think, although the thing that annoyed me was he's made the mistake for the goal. No one's gone to him and put their arm around him and just said, look, put it out your head. But Faz, I watched it back for the second goal, and he's going at Wilson again saying, oh, you should have come, you should have come. And I think with Doyle, he's a kid. He's playing out a position. He's left-footed. He's playing in the wrong side of the back three. He's got Todd Kane, who he's never played with. And their front three have probably got 500 league appearances between them, probably more. They're streetwise. And the lad Yates, I mean, I'd have him in a heartbeat if we sell Vic for any money. And I think most of the Championship will want him. And he was really, really good and showed how a good striker plays that role. He was good out wide. He's good assist and he's a cracking header. I mean, he's got a run on Bidwell. But yeah, I thought looking at the goals, I would more probably pin, especially the second one, Panzo. He could have at least jumped, even if he's just going to try and put him off. And he didn't really get up there. But then obviously he was ill, so you can't really be too hard on him. Faz was obviously been ill, and I think his wife's had the baby. So they've probably done literally no game preparation on the game, which is probably a quick turnaround. And also they didn't have a game midweek. So I wouldn't hammer Doyle. I genuinely like him. And I think long term, I think he'll replace Faz for the rest of the season. I'm rapidly going with Faz that I'm not convinced that he's going to play week in, week out. And I'd much rather have Doyle in the middle or Panzo in the middle of the three with Rose, because we're far better on the ball. And that's what we needed. We needed the midfield to come out with the ball. The defenders to come out with the ball and get the midfielders high up the pitch. And then Hamer can do his stuff. You don't want Hamer picking it up with his back to goal or Jamie Allen in our own half, because that's where they got all their attacks from. They just nicked it off us and woof, they're in.
Yeah, I mean, when we started passing it and we started, moving forward at a quick pace, we really looked threatening, didn't we? Ken, I mean, going on to Doyle, what do you think, mate?
Doyle, I rate Doyle. I think he's a good player, and look, he's only a young lad. We know that, but he's got a great future ahead of him, I think, and he's going to make mistakes. So, but he needs a little bit of experience around him and to help him out. So, when a team's struggling for players, I suppose, like we are, got a small squad, and he's sort of thrown in at the deep end sometimes, which he was. Then he's not played so many games for us, so it's early days. But I do rate him. I think he's going to be a fantastic player in the future. Yeah. Okay. He's going to a bit similar to like Ben Sheaf. When he turned up, everybody was having a go with him, and a lot of fans were. Because he kept getting the ball away and this, that, and the other. But look how he turned out to be brilliant for us, didn't he? In the end, and I think he's going to be another one like that. I think I rate him, and I think he's one for the future. So you just got to stick with him. He's only a young lad. He's going to make mistakes, but he needs a bit of help, obviously, around him as well. So when you got one or two players having a bad game, you might get away with it. But when you got 5 or 6 who are not with it, then you're really going to struggle, aren't you? As a team, you're going to struggle when 5 or 6 players are off their game. All day long.
So let's have a look at a few comments before we go on to the dreaded horror shows. comments. Weird selection from Robbins yesterday. Yeah, it was a bit strange having no striker on the pitch. It was just. I mean, I was very surprised at first when I seen it, but when O'Hare's on the pitch, anything can happen with his magic, can't it? So, another comment here. Credit to Hamer. Don't want to speak too soon, but he's been trying to hold his head, which is not going to be not going to be natural to him. But he's steering clear of trouble. I think that comment's absolutely superb. I think Hamer's done probably better by not losing his head. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah, I mean, certainly the last couple of games since he's come back, he's he hasn't lost any of the bite. He's still going in, but don't seem to have any retaliation in him when someone just catch him or something. You certainly noticed it because he would have been cautioned by now, wouldn't he? He'd have had the yellow.
yeah, definitely.
Prior to now. And Ben Sheaf should have. I know they said he was injured, but he was lucky to stay on yesterday because he did get a yellow card and then he did catch a player.
Yeah.
And the ref, Mr. Bond, he was the one we had at Sunderland the opening day when he had the headband on, by the way.
Yeah.
Darren Bond. Right. He dropped the headband.
He missed quite a lot in that game as well, didn't he? I think
he did. Yeah. Hamer certainly. Seems to be, keep fingers crossed, seems to be going well so far.
Good. Glenn, what do you think Hamer's performance in the last few games? 2 goals in the last 3 games. He's definitely calmed down a little bit, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he was really good. I think the one we missed yesterday, I think we missed Eccles in the centre midfield. I think Eccles gave us that little bit of the base. But yeah, anything that was going to come good yesterday was going to come through Gus. And I think I put out earlier the prospect of him, O'Hare and Palmer on form, and they have a striker, a focal point to play off. We'll get goals. But yeah, he was really good again, and obviously nearly scored off that corner with the keeper. And then the keeper was screaming that he had his shirt pulled. And when you watch the replay back, no one's within 10 yards of him. But yeah, it was just that little. Didn't really drop for us. We didn't, and they did well. They blocked a few shots that we had on it. But yeah, I think he's definitely. I say he's almost stepped up as like a leader. I think he was actually captain for Rotherham when everyone went off. Yeah, he's grown up a bit. He's more mature performance. I think that's probably the best way of summing it up.
Yeah. Another comment. Gary Medine could have scored probably 5. Yeah, I think he liked scoring against us. He didn't like scoring for us when he played for us, but he liked scoring against us. That's for sure. He didn't. We're waiting on the Blackburn fan to arrive. So while we are, let's just go on to some of these comments. Now, I'm not going to go on a rant. I might do, but a horror show. It's all about. It's all too spooky. It is a bit too spooky. This going into tomorrow. Keno's put. It's going to be just like a late bid on eBay. I'm blooming out. You're right, mate. Because I tell you what, honestly, if I weren't on here tonight, I'd literally flip my lid at the moment. But these guys on here are keeping me calm, and it's nice just to have a little chat about it all. But I mean, late bid tomorrow. Can you see it happening, or is it too late? We'll go with you first, Ken.
I can't see anybody doing it. Yeah, somebody is going to put a late bid in. Obviously, we'll have to. It's going to cost them a bit of money, and you're going to wait, aren't you, until they can get it on the cheap? That's what they're going to do. So I can't honestly see it. I can't honestly see anybody making a late bid. To be honest, I think they'll let it go into administration and let them make the decision whether the business is going to be operational. I personally think they will. I think they'll come in and say, the business is operational. Let's carry on with it and get the money in, because it's up to the administrator at the end of the day, isn't it? Whether he thinks it's operational or not. But they may well turn up around and say, let's carry on and wait. We'll keep the business going, get the money in, and see what happens. So I don't know. We'll see. It's all up in the air, isn't it? We don't know what to believe. There's all sorts of rumours.
Glenn, what do you think, mate?
I could quite easily go on a rant because I'm fuming. I honestly, I really like that Wagger interview on BBC Lancashire. Just absolutely was literally just like, it's not bonfire night yet, but that literally was like the gunpowder spark that set the gunpowder off. That the fact that somebody else's CEO is telling the Cov fans more than our CEO's telling us. It's just like, that just made me livid. Honestly, I probably agree with what Ken said. I don't see the bid. I think the best scenario Cov could hope for is another 10-day extension, but the only way you're going to get the 10-day extension with admin is if there's proof of an interest. Obviously, I think yesterday there's a couple of rumours going around that McAvoy was there, supposedly with Sapala, but then I've heard other rumours from people that said McAvoy isn't as minted as is apparently seems, which is very obviously worrying when we've obviously seen what went on with Derby with the, I'll say clowns, but I'm not implying that McAvoy's a clown, but like that Mr. Alonso and Kirchner or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So I think the only other one's the NEC group, but then there's rumours the NEC group are off the table because they don't want to use it as a football or sporting venue. And there's another rumour going around that CISA have got a deal done and the council are backing it. So it's just literally, you don't know what to believe. I think the one worry is, and I'll put it in our group chat earlier, a Walsall news outlet put a post up and they don't want us there. They're absolutely livid, the fact that we're going there, and they've really kicked up a stink. And that worries me if we are going to go there. Honestly, I ain't got a clue what's going to happen. I don't think anyone knows. I don't think the club know. I don't think the EFL know. And I think the one thing I'll safely say is no one connected with Wasps in any form is going to buy the CVS. I think that's off the table now. It's just purely what on earth is.
And I think you'll find maybe Wasps moving.
Yeah.
And I think you'll find Wasps maybe moving out of the city as well, possibly.
Yeah.
To a cheaper venue somewhere.
Yeah. Now we've got Matt's going to join. Matt's going to join us any minute now. Just before that, Tony, quick say on the stadium, mate. Before we go to an ad break.
Well, one, I don't think CISA have any interest in buying it because if they did, they'd have bought some players at the start. They had their chance. I just think they wanted to recoup the money that they've spent out. And the rumour I've had is if they did manage to buy it, they were going to try and flog it within 2 weeks. The club and the ground. It is what it is. I just think that they'll wait, like everyone else has said, they'll wait till tomorrow, till the deadline's gone, and see what's going then. It may mean we have to move for one game.
Yeah,
but I think it will get sorted in the next 2 weeks. So
I hope you're right, mate. Hope you're right.
One way or another.
Yeah, hope you're right.
I'm just pissed off, mate, to be fair.
We all are. Well, we're just going to go to an ad break and then we'll bring Matt in. So bear with us, guys. Just a couple of ad breaks, courtesy of our sponsors. They'll be coming up on the screen very, very shortly. Yeah, and welcome back to Sky Blue Fans TV Sunday evening. Let's welcome back Ken Stewart. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. You all right?
He's gone all quiet. All right.
I'm here.
Tony from Nation Radio. And Glenn is back. And please give a nice warm welcome to our Blackburn fan to talk to us all tonight and to cheer us all up, because they probably know more than we do. Please welcome Matt Geordie.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Hello, mate.
That's all right, not a problem. Meet the team.
How are you doing, guys? You all right?
You all right, Matt?
Yeah, hi, Matt.
Yes, not too bad, mate.
Matt.
Yes.
Matt. Now,
Yep.
listen. You guys know more than we do. To come to the CBS, or you're coming to Warsaw?
What you're cutting out a little bit. Everyone's cutting out for me. Are you? Can you guys hear him as well as you just cutting out for me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Matt.
Yeah, I can hear
you. Is Miles cutting out for you guys? Because I can't hear him.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he just cut out.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
Yeah, he's cut out. He's froze on us. So Matt, what Miles was saying is, where do Blackburn think we're playing on?
Right.
on
Okay. I was going to
Tuesday?
say sorry about that, but no. So it's a weird one, really, isn't it? Because on Twitter there was rumours about Walsall for the Tuesday night fixture. So we don't really know too much at the moment, but we're pretty confident that it's going to be at the CBS at your stadium. That's where everything points to at the minute. Because even Walsall don't want Coventry at their stadium at the minute, by the seams of things, from what I've heard anyway. So I can't see you guys going over there, and I can't see any of the supporters wanting to go to Walsall. To be honest, there's a lot of supporters who are saying that they don't want to make the trip over to Walsall for a home game. They want it down in Coventry, which you can't blame them. If I got told that, when you're not playing at Ewood this week, you're going to Turf Moor or something like that, then I'd be all against that going, especially if it was at Turf Moor. So it looks like it will be at your stadium, and hopefully you guys can sort something out for that fixture anyway.
Are you back with us, Miles?
I think Miles' internet's not working.
Yeah, it's freezing.
It's them ad breaks. They were scaring me a little bit. I was ads anyway. They sent me. I was nearly left the stream straight away as soon as they came.
Miles, can you hear us, Miles? Show us the song.
No, he's froze. Matt, we'll do with the one that everyone wants to talk about. Dom Hyam. How happy are you guys with the fact that you've taken him off us, and how well's he been doing for you?
I mean, it's an absolute steal, isn't it? I don't mean to rub it in your guys' faces, because I know everything seems to be going off in Coventry at the minute. I know nothing's going your way at the minute anyway. I've been hearing from over your side, but Dom Hyam, I mean, he's incredible. He's an absolute rock at the back for us. I mean, you saw that scorpion kick as well. He does it up front. He's been doing it from the corner kicks. He's been doing it at the back. I mean, 1.5 mil was it rumoured in the end or something like that?
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, he's a real quality centre back who you could put him in any team in the Championship, I think, this season, and he'd be solid all over the place. So, in my eyes, all I've got to say is that thank you very much for him. It was an absolute robbery of a deal, really.
I think he paid for the pitch, did he not?
He did. But, yeah,
yes, he did.
We'd rather had him still. You guys think he's obviously probably your best signing of the season so far in terms of all the players you brought in?
By a mile. I mean, maybe Tyler Morton comes in there a little bit, but I mean, Dom Hyam, I mean, he's burst straight onto the scene. You thought to yourself when he came in, maybe it's a couple of games, a few games to get kick into the team, but he's just taking it. He's taking it with both hands, and he's taking his opportunity on the JDT, and he's doing great there at the minute.
I'm back now, I think.
Are you back,
Matt? I mean, we heard rumours about prices for Dom Hyam. You've probably already spoken about this before. I've come straight back in. What did you pay for him? Come on, we've heard so many different stories, so many different figures. Do you know what you paid for him?
I think the cemented fee. I think Rich Sharp are like the main head journalist for Blackburn Rovers. I think the cemented fee that was said in the end was rumoured about 1.5 million for him.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I heard 1.5 million, and then after so many appearances going up to 2.5.
Yeah, I think it's appearance. It's either appearances or it's like a promotion or a playoff fee, or something like that. I think if we reached the playoffs or if we got automatic promotion this year, we'd add another $1 million onto the deal. Which, for us, if it was automatic promotion, I think it was always going to stay at 1.5 million. But if it's playoffs, with the way it's going this year, we like to bottle it. But if it stays the way it's going, then you could be getting 2.5. But even then, for Dom Hyam, I mean, the way he's been playing, I'd say double 2.5 really. How much you'd be wanting from him? He's absolutely immense.
I mean, you've had an amazing start to the season. You were top of the league for a little while. You've just dropped out down to second, thanks to Burnley winning yesterday in injury time. I mean, would you ever have thought that you would have had a start like this? I think you've won 11 and lost 7, and you haven't drawn any yet.
Yeah, that's bang on. We haven't drawn a single game. I mean, the recent form's helped us a lot. We've won 4 on the bounce, which is always handy, really. But I think I'm speaking on quite a lot of Blackburn fans here. As soon as JDT came in, I think we were just thinking this year was going to be a very progressive one. We weren't expecting to reach the heights we've reached so far this season. I don't think any of us expect the way we've been going this season is going to stay this way. I think there is going to be a drop off at some point. I think we're kind of just living in the moment as Blackburn fans right now. I think we're just enjoying the football we're playing, enjoying going into the games, not knowing what's going to happen. And I think, it's a difficult one to tell, especially coming into the Coventry game, because it's one of them ones where knowing Blackburn and knowing how Coventry can play in the day, it's just not going to be a good game for us.
I mean, we've had, I don't know if you heard earlier, but we've had a bug going through the camp. And I think if Ken was right, was it 6 players had the bug on yesterday?
Seven players on Saturday.
7.
Yeah. Well, I do some other stuff, some journalistic stuff, and I was at the Bristol City game on Saturday, and they've had a bug going through their camp as well. There's quite a few Championship clubs that have got this bug going through, because I know Bristol City were missing 3 players the other day for their bug as well.
I mean, there was rumours during the summer that Ben Brereton was going to be on his way. I mean, has that affected his season so far? Because I mean, he was immense last year for you. Also, I mean, how's he coping with that this year so far? Because obviously there were them rumours flying around.
Well, I think if you get told that there's a 20 million price tag on your head and you're going to get sent off to the likes of Tottenham at some point, West Ham and Everton, all these teams rumoured for you, I think no matter what, your ego's going to get to you and stuff like that. But with the way Brereton's dealt with it, I think all his mindset is on Blackburn, and he's come out and said it publicly himself. And the way he's been playing, don't get me wrong, it's the same as last year. People say that last year he was immense, but he was a very hit and miss player last year. If he didn't turn up, then we didn't win games, and there was a lot of games he didn't turn up for. So he's done the same this year. You see it. You see it on the stats itself. There's a game he scores, then he won't do anything the next game, then he scores the next game again. And it's nice to know that the games he's not scoring this year, that Blackburn are still winning games. We have that versatility up front now. We've got Schmodix in. Gallagher seems to find a bit of form this year. So, hopefully we're not the one man band this year. We're not just Brereton Diaz, that we are all these other players as well.
I can remember didn't he score a screamer against Sunderland, didn't he, this year?
Yeah. An absolute screamer. Yeah, he has a little knack for scoring from the edge of the box, and he whipping them in top bins. He did that against Birmingham last year as well. But at the end of the day, Brereton Diaz, I'd love for him to stay, but I think he will be gone this January at the end of next year.
I mean, with the change of manager from Tony Mowbray, I mean, it's breath of fresh air for you, I think, hasn't it?
Pardon?
He was asking about Tony Mowbray, and the difference between the two managers. Tony
Mowbray.
I think the fact that the change from Tony Mowbray to John Dahl Tomasson. I mean, with Tomasson, I was saying this before to someone. It's like having the Danish Bielsa, and a lot of people have laughed at me for it. But every game, it's a different formation, it's a different style of play. He looks at his opponent's team and he plays up to that standard. Last year, Mowbray, don't get me wrong, we'd have a formation that would work and a tactic that would work for about 3 weeks, and then the team susses out and it's like, right, well, that tactic's not working for the next 3 weeks now because everyone knows how to play against it. Whereas John Dahl Tomasson, it's really nice to have that fresh breath air, like every game we play. So coming up against you guys, I have no idea how we're going to play. Last year, I could tell you, we're going to play this formation, we're going to play this way. Whereas coming against you guys now, you just know that John Dahl Thomason's going to have something different every year. And, you know, it won't be the same lineup. He's changed so many people, you know. Travis, he's cemented his place in the midfield, but last week he was playing right back. We had Carter available at right back, but he still chose Travis. It's bizarre, but it's working at the minute. So whilst it works, I think everyone's going to back it. But knowing Blackburn, when it stops working for us, we'll be calling for him out again.
I mean, the games that you've lost, the 7 that you've lost. I mean, is that down to the way the manager's set up, or was it just bad days at the office like we had yesterday? Really?
Yeah, it's a tough one. There's a couple of games in particular. I'll go for the Wigan game, and it was one of them ones where, you know, you go into Wigan and as Blackburn in the position where we were in, you're expecting a win, and John Dahl Thomason just didn't get it right on the day, and I think that's why when we went for a rough patch during the start, we went a couple of games beaten, I think 2 or 3. And everyone was screaming, John Dahl Thomason isn't the right man for this job, which, you know, it's early days. A lot of teams have done it. But it's just, sometimes it's like he overthinks it. He overdoes it. And it's just like, right, listen, you know, it's good to go into the game with a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, as he always does. But when it's just not working, you just need to play, you let the team play their own game. And, you know, like I said, at the minute, it's working for us, so we're not complaining. But there's always 2 or 3 games on the row where John Dahl Thomason just overthinks it, and it just doesn't go our way.
And I mean, going into the game Tuesday night, I mean, with the form that we're in at the moment, we've conceded, I think it's 4 goals at the last 2 games, where we only conceded 1 goal out of 7. I mean, are you feeling confident going into that on Tuesday, or is it going to be one of those nights where you think it could be a banana skin?
Coming against Coventry, I was saying this before to another mate of mine, it's one of them games where you come to it and you go, especially with the position we're in now, second place, like you said, you feel confident, and you go into it confident, and there's been many games we've gone into the season very confident. But against Coventry, you just know that they like to score a goal. Even when you lose, you see some of the games you've played this year. You know, even if you have lost, you've always nicked a goal or something like that. And I mean, you've picked up some surprising results. As I believe you beat Sheffield United 1-0. You also got a point against Luton, and if I'm right, you beat Middlesbrough this year as well. And I mean, there's some of them games that you're winning. You just wouldn't be surprised if Blackburn came down, CBS or Walsall, wherever we are playing. It's not decided yet, but wherever we do play, yeah. And it's just one of them games where you get that 1 goal and then you just defend it out for the rest of the game. So, yeah, it's a 50-50. It's either going to be an absolute steam train from John Dahl Thomason. We're going to go out there, hopefully score some goals for fun, or it's just going to be one of them ones where you nick that 1 goal and you just manage to hold it out against us, because it's not our day at the office.
I mean, apart from the players that we know who are a big threat, I mean, in your team, is there anyone that is a little dark horse that we've got to sort of look out for that we probably don't even recognise?
I think the obvious one that is only just broke onto the scene recently, I'm sure some of you guys have seen some clips for him recently as well, as Adam Wharton. I mean, he's only a young lad who's a local Blackburn lad who's broke into the scene in centre mid. And I mean, if you didn't see his pass the other day against Hull, then you must be living under a rock, because he's got he's serious talent, natural talent as well. The way he moves with the ball, the way he can just flood a nice little pass in behind defenders and break the lines, it's unbelievable. So hopefully he can do the same down in Coventry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping it's going to be at the CBS, to be honest with you. I mean, Ken.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
well, I hope he's going to be at the CBS
game tomorrow with.
Well, yeah.
Blackburn.
I think hopefully it's going to be at CBS. Hopefully, all going well. We all fingers crossed it's going to be there.
I think that's the main thing for you guys.
We don't
really,
want to play
it
anywhere else to be. Yeah, of course. Well, we don't want to go. We've played at enough grounds as it is. You know, we played more grounds than anyone else, I think, the way we're going. but we don't want to keep moving around. Yeah, I'm pretty confident it's going to be played there. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple of people about this before. If you play at Walsall, it's not really going to benefit. It won't be a benefit for either team, really. I mean, you lose quite a lot of your home support, and the stadium size as well is it drops a lot, and you know that affects your away support as well. So if anything, it's gonna spoil the atmosphere completely if you go down to Walsall. It's not going to be like being at a football game. It's going to be a library, if anything, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think we're relying on the administrator tomorrow to make the decision, and so it's a bit out of our hands. But I'm quite confident it'll say, to carry on as we are for the time being, and hopefully it will be resolved in the next week or so, and then we can secure our future for long term.
Yeah, even Blackburn fans wanted to be at the Coventry Stadium, to be honest. I think. Go on.
Yeah.
How many are you bringing? How many are you bringing down, Matt? Because I heard we heard that the tickets went off sale for you yesterday. How many are you bringing down? Which is quite unusual, really. They take them on sale a bit earlier. But what are you expecting to bring down to the Seeds if it is on Tuesday?
I don't think anyone could put a finger on it right now. I don't think they're allowed to sell as many tickets as they want, just in case it isn't at the CBS. So I don't think there's actually an official number out there whatsoever at the minute.
Yeah, I think that's the reason that they've done that, because of
do you travel down for the away games?
Well, see, I'm at university down in Cheltenham, so I'm not too far away from Coventry. So I'll definitely be going to the Coventry game if it's on still.
Well, we're all hoping it is going to be on, to be honest with you. Now, I mean, going on to your season, I mean, you've had a stonking start. What are your expectations for the season?
I think it's a difficult one. I think as a Blackburn fan, everyone knows about how we always seem to have this strong start to the season, and then we just at some point fall off during it. So, we can sit here now and say, we're going to finish somewhere in the playoffs, because I think first and second place is always going to be Burnley, and I don't think we're even in the question for second place, to be honest with you, especially with some of the quality out there. But we're hoping for a playoff space. I'm sure we can get it. It's just a question of maintaining the form we've got at the minute. And Blackburn being Blackburn, it's going to be January will be second or first or something like that. Something ridiculous like we always seem to be. And then it'll take one injury, and then the squad depth's not there. And for the rest of the season, we just start losing points that we shouldn't be losing, really.
Yeah, and I mean, going into the game, I mean, we'll go with score predictions. What are you expecting, Matt? You're going to go for your first draw?
No, definitely not. I don't think there's going to be a draw at this game. I don't think either team would be happy taking away a point from this game whatsoever. I think a 2-1. I'm saying a 2-1. Brereton Diaz. I'm going to go for Sammy Schmodics as well. And then also, what's the Scandinavian block up front for you guys called? Isn't it Jokeres?
Big Vic.
Vic.
Yeah, Big Vic.
Jokeres, yeah.
And I know you guys have him as a serious talent. He seems some player.
He is. He's just been a bit under the weather lately, but hopefully he'll be fully fit.
When he's not. Yeah. Yeah, we've been fully fit. Glenn, going on to Tuesday's game, sorry. I've got tomorrow on my brain because of what's going on. Glenn, Tuesday's game, we're going to score predictions, mate. What are we thinking?
I think if we score first, Blackburn won't beat us, because I think they tend to struggle if the opposition score first. So I will go for 2-0 Cov.
I'd have called you after the game if it's 2-0. Give you a big hug if it is.
Delayed reaction there,
Tony, Nation Radio commentary.
Yeah.
What we're looking at, mate.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
how many night matches?
Looking at Tony.
How many night matches have we won in the last 12 months when we played at night at home? Sheffield United, I can name one. View of the week. And then none.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, the way it is at the moment, mate, I'm very, I'm just piddled off, mate. I think the best we can hope for is sneak a 1-0 or we'll get turned over. But I'm gonna stick my head out and I'll say a 1-1. 1-1. But I'm not confident, but I'll say 1-1.
Right. I think there will be goals in it. Hopefully we can keep Dom High on very quiet. He knows the way we play, I suppose. And I suppose we'll know all about him. So I'm going to go for a draw on this one. I'm going to go for a high-scoring draw, 2-2. I'll be happy with that.
Oh, wow! First draw for Blackburn.
2-2. Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I'm going for a 2. I'm going for a 2-1 Blackburn.
Oh, that's more like it.
Everything is going on around
Mark Smith.
Yeah.
Are you Mark Smith in disguise, Miles?
I can't believe you're doing that.
Well, Mark Smith was wrong the other week, wasn't
with
he?
The way
he was glad he was.
Yeah, I've got the glasses. I'm going for a defeat. I think with everything that's going on, I think it's an absolute shambles. It's doing me absolute Sweden. I've had enough of it all, and I think we're going to go and get beat 2-1. To be honest with you, that's what I think anyway. But
it is what it is.
I've got to keep smiling somehow. I don't know. It is.
This is
well, Matt, thanks for coming on, mate.
We're
coming to the end of the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Listen, pop down Dylan's before. Come and have a beer with us if we're at the CBS.
I'll make sure I will. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be on.
That's all right, mate. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, mate.
Cheers, Matt.
And you guys, good luck for the rest of the season.
Take care, Matt. Thank you.
Bye-bye. You take care. Bye-bye.
See ya. To that. Right, guys, Glenn's vanished somewhere. Yeah, I don't know what's happened there with the internet. I'm really sorry if anyone's listening. I reckon William's on the FIFA and the wife's on the internet. I don't know.
He probably is, yeah.
Yeah, it's all dropped out.
Tony, before...
Yeah. Yeah, is it all right now? I don't know. But anyway, Tony,
no,
we've had you on tonight, mate. Thanks. I mean, give us a plug, Tony. Tell us where we can find Nation Radio and what you're all about.
Right, so basically, I do music. I started off basically retro shows, so they were not so much the 60s now, but usually 70s, 80s, and a few 90s music, but mainly 70s and 80s. Motown, soul funk, whatever. I get people to send their favourite 25 tracks in of all time, and if that's got punk rock in or whatever, then I'll play that. So to find us, I've got a site on Facebook and Twitter, Nation Radio, but you download an app called Spreaker.com, which is Spreaker.com, but it's Spreaker Podcast from the App Store. Download that, register for free, like it, bang, you'll get told when I'm on. But usually it just comes up on Facebook and all that when I go live. But the actual podcast is Spreaker. That's about it. I've been doing it for 12 years.
Brilliant.
And I started something like you
Enjoying
did. That but I prefer listening to me music. You know? But I've enjoyed tonight. It's been very good.
Good. Oh, it's great. It's been a pleasure having you on, mate.
Well, I'm just cheesed off with the situation at the moment, the same as everybody. Yeah.
I'm not going on a rant.
Yeah, I think we all are, aren't we? We just we're just waiting in the wings to see what happens. I think we're all a bit cheesed off.
Miles, you might have to go on tomorrow night.
Not a lot we can do about it, mate, is there?
If we have some breaking news, you might have to go on tomorrow night.
Steam will be coming out of here.
Well, I'll be watching my phone. I'll be watching my phone while I'm at work. So tomorrow, seeing.
So whoa, hold on. Someone's just put up on Twitter, Sky Blue Army 10. Had confirmation earlier Coventry will be playing at the CBS on Tuesday. I don't know about long term, but 100% will be playing at CBS on Tuesday. That's just come up on Twitter.
Yeah.
From Sky Blue Army.
Well, that'd be
10.
good.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Do you know the problem being?
That's true.
They could have been, because basically, if every season ticket holder had decided to go to Walsall, then Coventry City could have been held to ransom because their ground wouldn't hold all season ticket holders.
Yeah.
So they probably had to say, well, we need the CBS.
Yeah.
For Tuesday
night. Let's just watch this space tomorrow, and then so we'll all be at work twitching our phones every 5 minutes, I think, tomorrow to see if there's any news. Ken, any thoughts before we go?
Well, I hope that's true. I do hope that's true. We all want to be playing at the CBS, to be honest. And I've got a funny feeling. My gut feeling is that we will be playing there. And I think something will be sorted out. There's obviously lots of information that nobody really knows, and we won't know until tomorrow. So a lot of people are guessing. But my gut feeling is, that we will be playing in Coventry and we will be playing at the CBS. So let's hope that's true. But Coventry City, we always have surprises, don't we? Nobody expected us to go and play at Burton, did we? Of all places, and we had to go there. So let's hope it's not going to be a situation like that.
Just one more thing.
But I'm pretty confident we're playing Coventry.
That would give us 7 days, wouldn't it? Because we're then not due to be at home until the following Tuesday against Wigan.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
If they can manage that, then they're Watford away Saturday. So they've then got a complete week to get things sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be ideal.
Yeah, definitely. Right, a few more comments just before we go then, before we wrap it up. Russ Watkin has put, we are on a journey. Don't stop believing. Yeah, we're trying to, mate. We are trying to. We really are. Keno's put, Miles, tell Will to get off FIFA. He's robbing your bandwidth. Pay your broadband bill from Mark Harrington. Good evening, Mark. What's this one here? Russ has put, venue could be Camden Hall Park, pitch number 4.
I've refereed.
Refereed there, you two, ain't you?
I prefer pitch 10.
Pitch 10.
I've refereed on there before. I'm sure Tony has as well.
No, I didn't do Camden Hall Park. No.
Keno's gone, I hope CBS, but did put some petrol in the car today. You can give me a lift then, Keno, please, because I haven't got any fuel. Can't afford it. And then I've been told I was just doing a Tommy Hutchinson impression by losing all my internet.
Right, Miles, before we go, before we go, just a reminder about the competition we got on with Tommy Hutch's book.
Yeah, go on, mate.
Last chance to enter. I'll give you the question again. Who did we sign Tommy Hutchinson from? From which club did we sign Tommy Hutchinson from back in the 70s? For your chance to win a signed copy of Tommy Hutch's book. Now, he's still got one venue to visit. That'll be tomorrow morning between 11:45 and 12:30 at the Sphinx Social Club, where he's doing walking football. I think he's meeting up with Dave Bennett. I'll be down there myself. So, and he'll be signing copies of his books down there. So I'm going to meet him down there tomorrow. But that's the last chance you get tonight to enter. You can enter on all the social media channels or email, of course. You can email us on skybluefanstv@gmail.com. Which club did the Sky Blues sign Tommy Hutchinson from for a chance to win a signed copy of his book?
And you've got a good chance of winning because I think we've had about 6 entries.
Yeah, we haven't had many, so I think we've had a few more apparently since then.
Have we? Okay.
The more the better. So
Get the link. Come on, everyone share it. Come on.
Well, that's it. People have got to listen for the questions, see.
Oh man. Hey guys, listen, right, do you know what? It's been an absolute pleasure tonight. I haven't hosted for ages, but it's been brilliant. And I just want to just give an announcement that maybe a special tomorrow night. If there is, it'll be about 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Also, don't forget to tune in Tuesday, if it is at the CBS, between 6:45 and 7:30, live stream from Dylan's Brewery. If you can't make it, I'll be going around chatting to fans. There wasn't one on Saturday because I went somewhere else. I'm not going to mention where I went. And then,
you don't want to know.
And I did make
it was an early kickoff, everybody. It was an early kickoff.
Back for our game. So there'll be a live stream on Tuesday night. There'll be another stream on Thursday, and I think that's with Mark and Reese. We'll be on Thursday night, 7:30 till 8:30. And then Saturday, live outside Watford's ground, which I think is going to be brilliant. I can't wait for that one. I'm looking forward to streaming live outside Watford. I mean, that's going to be ace. It's just going to be brilliant. I'm loving the away days at the moment. The fans have just been absolutely out of this world, and it's like, it just makes it. I'm happy just to get there on Saturday, to be honest with you. I don't care what happens Tuesday, as long as I can get to Watford on Saturday. But listen, guys, Tony, Nation Radio Coventry, absolute pleasure having you on, mate. You've been superb.
Cheers,
Ken, as usual, you've been your normal
Cheers,
self.
Tony.
Bubbly,
Anytime.
happy.
Just give us a shout.
And brilliant as normal. Stay on the line. We'll have a quick chat after. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. You've been watching Sky Blue Fans TV and listening on podcast as well. I'm going to say goodnight to you all. Give us a big Sky Blue Army, guys.
Sky Blue Army!
Sky Blue Army!